Love and Fear. Excerpts out of Conversations with God, Book 1, Neale Donald Walsch, page 18 and following. These excerpts are perfect to be reminded at this time of staying home over Easter in these unprecedented times. So, what do we choose? Love or fear? At the beginning of this talk, I pulled a card out of Neale's card deck. And the card says, joy, truth, love. These three are interchangeable, and one always leads to the other. Excerpts. Every action taken by human beings is based in love or fear, not simply those dealing with relationships. Decisions affecting business, industry, politics, religion, the education of your young, the social agenda of your nations, the economic goals of your society. Choices involving war, peace, attack, defense, aggression, submission. Determinations to covet or give away, to save or to share, to unite or to divide. Every single free choice you ever undertake arises out of one of the only two possible thoughts there are: a thought of love or a thought of fear. Fear is the energy which contracts, closes down, draws in, runs, hides, hoards, harms. Love is the energy which expands, opens up, sends out, stays, reveals, shares, heals. Fear wraps our bodies in clothing. Love allows us to stand naked. Fear clings to and clutches all that we have. Love gives all that we have away. Fear holds close. Love holds dear. Fear grabs. Love lets go. Fear rankles. Love soothes. Fear attacks. Love amends. Every human thought, word or deed is based in one emotion or the other. You have no choice about this, because there is nothing else from which to choose. But you have free choice about which one of these to select. Neale. You make it sound so easy, and yet in the moment of decision, fear wins more often than not. Why is that? You have been taught to live in fear. You have been told about the survival of the fittest, and the victory of the strongest, and the success of the cleverest. Precious little is said about the glory of the most loving. And so you strive to be the fittest, the strongest, the cleverest, in one way or another. And if you see yourself as something less than this is in any situation, you feel loss, for you have been told that to be less is to lose. And so, of course, you choose the action fear sponsors, for that is what you have been taught. Yet I teach you this. When you choose the action love sponsors, then will you do more than survive. Then you do more than win. Then will you do more than succeed. Then will you experience the full glory of who you really are and who you can be. To do this, you must turn aside the teachings of your well-meaning but misinformed worldly tutors and hear the teachings of those whose wisdom comes from another source. There are many such teachers among you, as always there have been. For all I will not leave you without those who would show you, teach you, guide you, and remind you of these truths. Yet, the greatest reminder is not anyone outside you, but the voice within you. This is the first tool that I use, because it is the most accessible. The voice within is the loudest voice with which I speak, because it is the closest to you. It is the voice which tells you whether everything else is true or false, right or wrong, good or bad as you defined it. It is the radar that sets the course, steers the ship, guides the journey if you but let it. It is the voice which tells you right now whether the very words you are reading or listening to are words of love or words of fear. By this measure, you can determine whether they are words to heed or words to ignore. Neale, you said that when I always choose the action that love sponsors, then I will experience the full glory of who I am and who I can be. Will you expand on this, please? There is only one purpose for all of life, and that is for you and all that lives to experience fullest glory. Everything else you say, think, or do is attendant to that function. There is nothing else for your soul to do, and nothing else your soul wants to do. The wonder of this purpose is that it is never ending. An ending is a limitation, and God's purpose is without such a boundary. Should there come a moment in which you experience yourself in your fullest glory, you will in that instant imagine a never greater glory to fulfill. The more you are, the more you can become. And the more you can become, the more you can yet be. The deepest secret is that life is not a process of discovery, but a process of creation. You are not discovering yourself, but creating yourself anew. Seek, therefore, not to find out who you are, seek to determine who you want to be. Seek to determine who you want to be. Seek to determine who you want to be. Seek to determine who you want to be.